Look down at your own hand right now. That color you see. You probably never chose it, never questioned it, never wondered where it actually came from. But the real answer is far stranger than skin deep. Your skin color is not a costume your ancestors picked. It's a survival tool. It was engineered by millions of years of sunlight, migration, and death. And the story of how it changed will make you look at your own arm differently for the rest of your life. Start here. Every human on Earth today descends from dark-skinned ancestors in Africa. Every single one. That includes you, no matter what you look like right now. Anthropologist Nina Jablonski has spent decades studying why. Her research shows that early humans in equatorial Africa needed dark skin for one urgent reason: protection. The sun there is relentless. Ultraviolet radiation floods the skin every day, all year round. And that radiation does something quietly dangerous inside your body. It destroys a nutrient called folate, which your cells need to divide correctly and which your body needs for healthy reproduction. Without enough folate, pregnancies fail. Birth defects rise. So early humans evolved high levels of a pigment called melanin, packed densely into their skin, acting like a natural, built-in sunscreen. Dark skin wasn't a look, it was armor. So why isn't everyone still dark-skinned? Here's where the story turns. Around 70,000 years ago, groups of humans began walking out of Africa. They didn't stay near the equator. They pushed north, into Europe and Asia, into places where the sun sits low in the sky for half the year, where winters stretch on with barely any daylight at all. And that's when the same skin that had protected humans for millions of years became a liability. Because melanin doesn't just block harmful UV rays, it also blocks helpful ones. Your skin needs a certain amount of ultraviolet light to produce vitamin D, a nutrient critical for strong bones, a working immune system, and basic survival. In a place with intense year-round sun, that's never a problem. But in northern latitudes, sunlight is weak and scarce for much of the year. Dark skin, so effective at the equator, now let in too little sunlight to make enough vitamin D. This is called the vitamin D hypothesis, and it's one of the most well-supported explanations in human evolutionary biology. Populations that migrated into low sunlight regions and kept dark skin faced a real biological cost. Vitamin D deficiency causes rickets, a disease that softens and deforms bones. It weakens the pelvis, and a weakened pelvis makes childbirth more dangerous. In evolutionary terms, that's about as costly as a trait can get. So natural selection did what it always does. It favored whatever helped people survive and reproduce. Over thousands of generations, in populations living far from the equator, lighter skin spread. Less melanin meant more ultraviolet light could reach deeper skin layers. More vitamin D got made. Fewer babies died. Fewer mothers died in childbirth. That single biochemical trade-off, sunlight in exchange for vitamin D, reshaped the appearance of entire populations across 2 continents. But here's the part that surprises almost everyone. This transformation happened far more recently than most people assume. Genetic research led by scientists including Ian Matheson has shown that some ancient Europeans, even as recently as 8,000 years ago, still carried dark skin alongside blue eyes, a combination that looks almost unimaginable by today's standards. The lightening of European skin wasn't one clean event at the dawn of humanity. It happened in waves over thousands of years, spreading gradually as farming populations moved, mixed, and adapted to their new environments. Think about what that means. Someone living in what is now Spain or Britain only a few hundred generations ago may have had noticeably darker skin than most people living there today. Skin color, something people often treat as fixed and ancient and unchanging, has actually been shifting on a biological clock the entire time. It is still, technically, shifting now. And it isn't just about Europe. The same evolutionary logic played out independently in other populations. Groups that stayed near the equator or returned to high UV environments kept or re-evolved darker skin. Populations in places like Scandinavia, with famously low winter sunlight, evolved some of the lightest skin on Earth. Even populations who moved to high altitudes, where UV exposure is intense despite cold temperatures, show unique pigmentation patterns shaped by the same underlying pressure. Wherever humans went, their skin renegotiated its contract with the sun. This raises an uncomfortable question, doesn't it? If skin color is just a response to latitude and sunlight, then it was never a marker of ability, of intelligence, of worth. It never signaled anything about a person's character. It was always just biology solving a chemistry problem. Folate protection versus vitamin D production. Two pressures pulling in opposite directions, and your ancestors' skin tone is simply where that tug of war landed for them, geographically and generationally. That single fact strips away centuries of false meaning humans have piled onto skin color. It was never a hierarchy. It was a thermostat. And your body still runs this ancient system today, whether you notice it or not. If you have very light skin and you spend a week in intense equatorial sun, your skin will not thank you. Sunburn, DNA damage, elevated skin cancer risk. Your ancestors solved a low sunlight problem, and your skin still carries that same old solution into a modern world of long-haul flights and tropical vacations. If you have very dark skin and you live somewhere like Norway or Scotland, your body may struggle quietly to produce enough vitamin D through diet and weak winter sun alone, a mismatch doctors now watch for carefully in exactly these populations. You are, quite literally, walking around wearing your ancestors' migration route. Every shade of human skin on Earth right now is a live, ongoing record of where people's ancestors lived, how much sun reached them, and how their bodies adapted to survive that specific patch of the planet. Jablonski has described human skin color as one of the clearest, most visible examples of evolution acting on our species in real, observable time. Not something buried in the fossil record. Something you can see on every face in every room you walk into. So the next time you look at your own hand, look at it differently. That color isn't random. It isn't arbitrary. It's a message written by ultraviolet light, folate, vitamin D, and tens of thousands of years of human movement across a sunlit and shadowed Earth. Your ancestors didn't choose this color for you. The sun did. And somewhere, right now, that same ancient chemistry is still quietly deciding what shade the next generation will be.